Hello, my name is Nicole. I live near Vancouver in British Columbia, Canada. I'm a municipal employee with the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, which means I spend a lot of my time in front of a computer doing digital file management. Before I found Bree and FHF, I was working 4 jobs, 70 to 80 hours a week, trying to make the transition to this municipal job full time. And I wasn't sleeping. I had very low energy levels. I was super stressed out, and I felt like anything extra that I wanted to do to make myself feel better was just too much effort, and I wasn't going to be able to even do it, and I certainly didn't think I was going to be able to stick with it. In my free time, I was running around on Instagram and the internet, finding all these knowledgeable people and learning a lot, but never feeling like I had skill or a plan to implement it in my life. I must have collected 10-ish ebooks that I got for a pretty low price, and I thought this is a good way for me to learn a bunch of stuff, and I can implement it on my own time. But there was always something that came up. There was a busy time at work, there were plans that I made that fell to the wayside, and then I would just forget about it or give up on it, or come up with an excuse as to why it didn't work and how I needed to wait until something in my life changed before I could, really start feeling better. So when I was talking to Bree on our first call and kind of was laying out this is how I was feeling, and she kind of reassured me and told me, these are things that you can do and you put in a little bit of effort and it actually makes your life easier because things are so automated and it works. And I admit I was a little worried that it was kind of going to go the same way as all my other attempts at improving my life had gone in the past. I was going to invest, I was going to look into it, I was going to try, and then something would happen, and then it would just all fall apart, and then it was ruined, and I had to start over or just wait for some next phase in my life before I could really commit to it. And what was really awesome about the way that Bree structures her program is that it never felt overwhelming, and honestly, every step that we took together was something that almost took a load off in some other area of my life. The biggest change that I saw was probably with my sleep. Like I said, I had been sleeping like 5-ish hours a night, and Bree and I, we worked on a morning routine, a night routine, and that was like the first thing that we implemented. And even from the first week, I was so surprised at how much better I was sleeping, how much better I was feeling, how much more energy I had when I woke up in the morning. Making little changes to nutrition over the course of the program so that it never felt like some big, scary, monumental thing, some switch that I had to flip and instantly start doing everything perfectly. And throughout the program, I had busy weeks, or I had things that came up, or I was doing things with friends, and I never felt like I had to control that part of my life. It just slipped in to the routines and everything that we were setting up. And if I had a couple days when I missed things, or I didn't quite follow the nutrition plan that I wanted to be following, I never got to that point where I felt like I had failed and I needed to give up. I knew that I could just fall back on the basics and the routines and automations that we had planned for and set up for me, and that it would continue to impact my life in a positive way. And being able to have some wiggle room to even just feel like I had permission to not be perfect, but know that everything was still working towards and continuing to contribute to a better life. And that really was just the biggest thing that I learned from this program. And I'm continuing to do all of those things consistently. And even when I already said all of this. Sorry, I'm actually not. I'm not that great at talking to a camera, so forgive me. My life now is looking amazing. I wake up. I have a morning routine. I feel excited to go through my anchor habits in the morning. I have a great stretch and routine that I do in the morning. I know how to meal plan effectively. I have a nutrition plan that I'm sticking to, and it's not like a scary, restrictive meal plan. It's just try to hit these macros. I was really under eating when I first started the program, and Bree kind of helped me reverse diet, if that's a term that you guys know, my way up to like a sustainable amount of calories for my activity level. That really helped my energy levels. So I just know that I need to kind of not even track every day, but just be aware of how much I'm eating, which has made a huge difference. And just understanding that food is something that can really contribute to how I feel and my energy levels. When I get to the end of the day, I have a nighttime routine. I set a bedtime for myself, which was always something that I thought, no, I don't want to do that. Like, that's not cool. But honestly, it's been a little empowering and quite freeing to know that I can do this for myself and I can go to bed and I have this lovely, relaxing nighttime routine. Is probably my favorite thing that we set up, is my nighttime routine. I go to bed feeling relaxed and I fall asleep so much easier than I ever have in my life. I've always had trouble sleeping. I would put off going to bed because I knew I was just going to lie there and roll around for hours. So I would do things like binge Netflix or scroll around on social media and refuse to go to bed because I knew that I was going to be lying there until 11, 12 anyway. So why would I go to bed anytime before that? And now I'm usually in bed by 9:30. And I read for 15 minutes and I turn my light off and I go to sleep, and I get 7 hours of sleep every night. And it is amazing how much better of a human I feel like now that I'm sleeping a good amount for myself. And I feel like my mood's better, my outlook on life is much more positive, and it's just been amazing. So if you're someone like me who was trying to find a cheap way to gain all the knowledge and trying to implement it yourself, and there's some people out there who can do that, and that's amazing. But then there's some people like me who need a little extra accountability, and they just need someone to kind of put the pieces together for them. Be that weekly check-in so that you don't slack off. Don't make excuses. And Bree's really awesome at talking you through, if you do have a week where you didn't meal plan, and you're talking to her and she'll kind of say, well, what happened and how can we plan for this better in the future? Because things are going to happen in life that are going to interrupt your weekend and mess with your meal planning. And the biggest thing that I learned from Bree is just not to let that ruin the next week or the next 4 days or the next 2 days. Like, just start again the next day and don't feel bad about it. Just go back to basics and hit your big things, and then let the little things fall in once you've gotten those big things back under control. And I feel really confident going forward that I'm going to be able to stick with the routines and the automations that we set up, that I know how to troubleshoot things if I'm starting to feel stressed or upset, or if my week kind of gets away from me, that I can reset. And knowing that I have those foundations in place, I'm just ready to continue carrying on and rocking life and feeling so much better. Like, I feel so much better than I ever have, and it's really been amazing. So highly recommend Bree. She's awesome. She has really cute dogs. She's great to talk to. Like, we got along really well, which was a big deal for me. Like, I liked talking to her. And she really cares, and she dedicates a lot of time to the people that she's working with. And she's so accessible and so knowledgeable. And if you're having any concerns, you can just send her a message and she'll get back to you and help you out. And honestly, I can't recommend it enough for someone who was spending bits and pieces of money on little investments here and there, little ebooks, challenges, programs that never stuck. I feel like it was a much better use of my money and my time to commit to something that has made a real lasting huge difference in my life, and I would do it again. So if you do choose to work with her, I know that it'll be life-changing, and you will be feeling so much better. So can't recommend it enough. And yeah, just go for it. If you're feeling like you're kind of like me, then I'm sure that you will get a lot out of it.